23 years. That's how long it's just been us. Me and my boy, Liam. Against the world. The late-night feedings when he was colicky, paid for with my own exhaustion. The double shifts waitressing to cover his braces. My back screaming, my feet numb, but seeing his smile made it air. Scrimping for school trips, cheering at every muddy soccer game, holding him through heartbreaks that felt like my own fractures. I wore the exhaustion like a badge. His father vanished before Liam could form a memory, leaving only a void I filled with every ounce of love and grit I possessed. It wasn't easy. It was everything. He was everything. Seeing him stand at that altar, handsome in his tux, beaming at his bride, Emily, it was supposed to be the pinnacle. The reward. My heart felt swollen, fit to burst with a pride so fierce it ached. Look what we did, kiddo. Look what you became. I smoothed the dress I'd saved months for, a deep blue like his childhood eyes. Tonight, I wasn't just the mom who patched knees and packed lunches. Tonight, I was the mother of the groom. Finally, scene. The reception was a whirlwind of smiles, clinking glasses, music swelling. People knew our story. Their glances held respect, sometimes pity turned admiration. "You must be so proud, Sarah," they'd say. And I was. Bone deep. The speeches started. The best man, rambling but endearing. Emily's maid of honor, tearful and sweet. Then, the DJ's voice boomed, and now, a moment we've all been waiting for. Time for the mother of the groom to share her toast. My heart skipped a beat. This was it. The moment I'd imagined 1,000 times. The chance to stand before everyone who knew our journey and say, "This is my son. Look at this incredible man I raised alone." To finally have that public acknowledgement, that validation of every silent sacrifice. I took a steadying breath, my hand finding the small cue card in my pocket, words I'd poured my soul into. I stood, adjusted my dress, took a step towards the small podium at the head table. A warm smile touched my lips, aimed at Liam. He was looking at Emily, whispering something, a private smile on his face. Emily, her expression was different. Not warm anticipation. It was tight, controlled. She gave Liam's arm a subtle, almost imperceptible squeeze. Before I could take another step, the DJ's voice cut through the expectant murmur again, sharp and sudden. "Oh, hold that thought. My apologies, folks. We have a slight change. We're actually going to move right along to the father-daughter dance. Let's give it up for Emily and her dad." The music swelled, a saccharine ballad. Lights dimmed everywhere except the dance floor, spotlighting Emily being swept up by her beaming father. The warmth leached from my face. My hand froze on the back of my chair. I stood there, halfway between my seat and the podium, suddenly exposed. Ridiculous. The chatter resumed, but I felt eyes flicker to me. Confused glances. Whispers. The heat wasn't pride anymore. It was a scorching wave of humiliation crawling up my neck. I looked at Liam. "Look at me," I screamed silently. He was watching Emily dance, a soft smile on his face. Oblivious. Or was he? Had he known? My gaze snapped to Emily. As her father twirled her, her eyes met mine over his shoulder. Just for a second. And in that second, there was no mistake. No apology. Just a cool, deliberate dismissal. A tiny, triumphant tilt to her chin. The message was as clear as a slap. You don't belong here. Not in this moment. Not in his new life. You are not part of this narrative. The podium, mere feet away, felt like a continent. My carefully folded cue card in my pocket became a burning coal. The words I'd crafted, about sleepless nights, about scraped knees and soaring dreams, about the unbreakable bond forged in solitude, turned to ash in my mouth. They hadn't just forgotten my toast. They'd erased it. Erased me. Publicly. At the very event that was meant to crown my life's work. I sank back into my chair. The proud mother of the groom vanished. The woman who'd moved mountains shriveled into an awkward, forgotten guest. The deep blue dress felt like a costume, suddenly cheap and garish under the dimmed lights. The joyful music became a jarring, mocking noise. Every laugh, every clink of a glass, felt like a tiny hammer on my exposed heart. I watched them dance, Emily radiant, her father protective, Liam gazing at them with pure adoration. The picture of a perfect family. The family he chose. The family that clearly had no space for the woman who'd provided the foundation. All those years, the missed opportunities, the lonely nights, the sheer weight of doing it all alone, it hadn't earned me a place of honor. It had earned me an erasure. A public demotion to spectator in my own son's defining moment. The sacrifice wasn't acknowledged, it was rendered invisible. The love wasn't celebrated, it was deemed inconvenient. The I raised him alone suddenly felt like the heaviest, most meaningless word in the world. The dance ended. Applause erupted. I sat perfectly still, a ghost at the feast I'd paid for with 23 years of my life. The pinnacle wasn't joy. It was the deafening silence where my voice, my story, my very existence as his mother, was supposed to be.